everybody today?
Good morning, Methodists. Hi, Mr. Owl. What's that? Wait a minute. That's not Mr. Owl. It appears to be a hard-shelled imposter.
That's not me. This is me.
Well, then, who's that?
It's my friend Weasel, whom Barnabas and I met in Turkey on our trip over there last April. He's come for a visit.
In a very unripe, but still red apple.
It's not an apple, it's a pomegranate. They grow lots of them in Turkey. Hey, Weasel, come on out.
Weasel, kind of a funny name, isn't it?
Hi, Weasel.
Kind of a silent weasel, isn't he?
Well, he doesn't speak English, and we don't have anyone to interpret for us yet between Turkish and English.
So we've just been smiling a lot. Here, Weasel, you sit there. We'd better get on with it.
That's right. You've been telling us about your trip to Turkey, following in the footsteps of Paul. Last week, it was the cave church in Antioch.
And today, we thought we'd tell you about visiting Ephesus and the Christian church there that Paul helped start, and the letter Paul wrote them that's part of our New Testament called...
It says, Paul's letter to the Ephesians. That's right. But I thought you said Weasel doesn't speak English, so how could he write that?
He must be on the internet in there. You know, using an internet translator on the web, then using a printer.
Well, evidently, he's got a home office.
Okay. What about Ephesus?
Well,
it's an ancient city with a modern one still there as well, now called Ephesus.
Ephes, short for Ephesus. I get it.
anyway, you remember that Peter went back to Jerusalem from Antioch to start churches with James and some of the other disciples in the Holy Land, while Paul and his friend Barnabas set off out into the world in Asia Minor, starting many of the first Christian churches there.
And one of the places Paul found himself was Ephesus. And Paul stayed there and lived and taught there for a couple of years. It was a huge marble Roman city with a famous library, way bigger than our new Bozeman Public Library. It's where Paul wrote his first letter to the Corinthians.
And everything went smoothly there for Paul. No? Why not?
Thanks, Weasel. But many of the people there did listen to Paul and believed his teachings, but Ephesus had been one of the centers of the worship of the Roman goddess Artemis, or in Greek, Diana, whom some people used to worship before they learned about God and Jesus.
And there were silversmiths in Ephesus who made a lot of money selling little statues of Artemis for the people there to take home and to pray to.
But Paul told them, stop buying and praying to the false idols. I've read about this in the Bible, in Paul's letters.
Exactly. And so eventually, nobody was buying the little statues that the silversmiths made, and they got mad. And while Paul was teaching right there, in that exact spot in that amphitheater, one day there was a riot, and the silversmiths chased Paul all the way out of town.
It wasn't exactly easy to be a follower of Jesus in those days, but Paul was amazingly stubborn and good at continuing to spread the stories about Jesus.
I know. And when Paul was chased out of one town, he'd go to another and start another church. and the church continued to grow.
Well, and maybe the song helped.
The song?
The song. Hit it one more time, Weasel. All around the country of Turkey, St. Paul spread the gospel. The risen Jesus had asked him to, so pop went the gospel.
Pop, as in spreading in people's hearts like wildfire throughout the region and throughout the world, because of Paul and others like him who had the fire of God's love burning in their hearts, keeping them going, even when it was hard.
Hard. Like a pomegranate.
Like we can do too, living out Jesus' love and sharing it with everyone, even when it's hard for us.
And now, is this another great day for spreading God's word, or what?
You bring the sun out to warm my life up, to make my love grow. Every day you bring the stars out to light my night up, to make my darkness go away. You bring the sun out to warm my life up, to make my love grow. Every day you bring the stars out to light my night up, to make darkness go away. I reach to you, you reach to me. No matter where I go, I know you'll always be. Never too far, far from my heart. I'll always have you here, I'll always have you near. You bring the sun out to warm my life up.